Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2018 horror movie Cherokee Creek. This is a film that is written by Todd Jenkins and Billy Blair, is written by Todd Jenkins and Billy Blair as well as others, and is directed by Todd Jenkins and stars Billy Blair and Todd Jenkins. And it is a 100% independent film. Now this is a Bigfoot horror movie. Yes, I know we've seen quite a few Bigfoot horror movies, especially this year. And this is, or tries to be, a horror comedy based on Bigfoot horror movies. And this film focuses on a group of friends who go out to the woods to basically have a bachelor party. To get drunk, camp, get some strippers out, have some fun. But Bigfoot makes an appearance and decides to spoil it for everybody. Now the little twist here is the fact that, to try and be a bit meta here, the people that go out to this camping session, the people that organise it, are film directors and producers and actors. So they hire some guy to come out in a Bigfoot costume because it's Bigfoot country to scare people. But as it turns out, you know, the real Bigfoot turns up and really does scare people. And that is the premise of this movie. Now, this is, like I said, a completely independent film, and we are reminded of that right at the beginning of this film or right at the end of this film by the filmmakers themselves. And they gleefully tell you that they made the film they wanted to make without anybody sticking their noses in. Well, that's all well and good, guys. However, independent films are a great thing because it allows people to be as creative as they want. Great stuff. However, the big downfall to an independent film is you've got no one as well to rein you in and say you're going too far and that's not appropriate and people aren't going to like that and that's not what you should be doing. And unfortunately, this film is littered with things like that that border on distasteful at best, and are just not funny. Especially in this day and age, there's a lot of things in this film that are not funny. Dick jokes, people taking craps in the woods, and I mean graphically taking craps in the woods, and you see the whole thing, even down to wiping the backsides. The problem with this film is it's a horror comedy that A, isn't scary, and B, isn't particularly funny, other than a couple of chuckles here and there. I'm not saying this film is awful and terrible. I have seen worse, but this film suffers desperately from, and it really needed somebody to rein these guys in and say, that's too much. What you're showing there is too much. It's too shocking, and it relies too much on shock value rather than genuine scares and genuine humour in this. It relies on the shocks to give you the scares and the humour for the most part, and it just doesn't hit the mark from my perspective. None of the characters in this piece are particularly likeable either, so you've nobody to root for, and it's littered with silly plot holes. I mean, they're out in the woods, the freezing cold, you know, they're all sat there with big jackets on around a campfire, then out of the blue these two strippers turn up pretty much naked, all they've got is bikinis on. You're going to be cold, girls. And they've got them for 2 hours to dance and frolic with them. 2 hours out in the woods with no jackets and coats on. Sorry, but there's no realism to that. And it's degrading as well to women a little bit, I felt. IMDb is suspiciously littered with many 9 and 10 out of 10 ratings for this film. Do not be fooled, I suspect they aren't genuine ratings. Also littered in there are quite a few 1 out of 10s from probably, I suspect, genuine reviewers. So I think there's been a little bit of dodgy tactics going on with this film as well. Like I said, that it goes over the top. You know, if watching people take a crap in the woods, diarrhea and wiping the backside with the socks, and it literally shows the whole thing. If that's your type of film, then you're going to love this, you know. It parodies the Predator music almost to the point where they're going to be lucky if they don't get sued. The effects, I'll be honest, I thought was pretty good, but they weren't really interested in giving us a good Bigfoot movie here. They were more interested in giving us a movie that was going to shock audiences, really. And well done if that was your aim, guys. You've done it, but you've not really given us a fun movie here. This is supposed to be a horror comedy that's supposed to be a lot of fun. You're supposed to scare us and make us laugh. And I could have forgiven quite a lot if they had done that, but they don't do that enough, in my opinion. It's not what you would describe as a genuine horror movie, this, and it is not what you would describe as a comedy movie, because there's not enough laughs in it. So I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 10. It just doesn't cut the mustard as far as I'm concerned. It's not funny and it's not scary, and it just relies too much on shock tactics, and it desperately needed somebody to sit them down and saying, you're going too far here, this isn't particularly funny what you're doing here. So yeah, a fairly distasteful film here, if I'm honest, guys. One to avoid, I would suggest. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time on Screen Stars.